afternoon. Good evening, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the mental house with me, your host, Khadija. Okay, I hope this lighting is a little better, y'all. We still working on this camera here. So, in time, in time. Um, y'all know I will be, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, again, whatever side of the diaspora that you may be on. Let me welcome y'all to the mental house with me, your host, Khadija. All right, all right, all right, all right. Y'all, it's been really crazy. You know, the temperature got down to like 27 below zero. Do you understand? That's why I got to get out of here. I can't take it no more. 27 below zero? Do y'all know what that's like? That's like no part of your skin can be exposed to the air. Okay, because if it is more than 5 minutes, like this, you can't tell you, you're gonna have frostbite. So it was really horrible. And then with that being said, my furnace broke. So it's been horrible. Fortunately for me, you know, I had in my resources. Let me give a shout out to Mike, dude. I appreciate you so much. I needed a what they call a blower or what the heat inductor exchange or something or oh my god. Anyway, he fixed it. Um, it you know, at half of what the um furnace people would have charged me. So I want to give a shout out to him. I appreciate you so much for hooking me up. My brother from another mother. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Um, Now, with that being said, y'all know I'm constantly on this thing talking about narcissism unleashed. Narcissism, and now it's beginning to be such an overused word that people not taking it serious. Okay, so when you're dealing with this cluster B stuff, because none of us are perfect. We are to be perfected, right? We're not perfect. So when you begin to go up this scale and up this continuum, you begin to look at, try to at least, just how damaged the person is. Okay. Now, with that being said, you have a lot of narcissists that just jump out at you and they do incredible things and they have the charisma and the knowledge and the skill and the charm to just draw people to them. And history has not bore well for these individuals, or nor the people that follow them. A lot of people that are, you know, real engulfed in these kind of personalities, they are master liars, um, just master manipulators, slip and sliders. I call them because again, dealing with them sometimes is like pinning jello to a tree. That's how slippery. That's how slippery and unmanageable they are. They deflect, they project, they obsess, um, they gaslight you. It's just a bunch of crazy making. And in my opinion, like I say more than one time, this government operates like a big cluster B, a big um, narcissistic system where whether you call it hypocrisy, whether you call it deflection, whether you call it gaslighting, it's all the same thing, lies. What they do is they get you, they know it's crazy, but in their psychosis, they try to justify or validate or think that they're so much smarter than everybody else that they can make up reasons for their lies. And then, therefore, I said, therefore it is, and I'm above reproach. You see them everywhere. Jim Jones, a lot of your ministers, it's just, they're everywhere. And you looking at these people and you going, how stupid do they think I am? Okay, and it's not good. And so I'm saying this to say, and I'm not going to stay on this very long. I got to make a mention about uh, Brother Johnson, Umar, who's about to go to court, who, in my opinion, I've stated a lot of y'all here again because of the videos I did about Umar. But I feel like, you know, sometimes it's the people that get damaged by these people that are in more of need of help than the person that did it themselves. And when you have people who are sucked in by the narcissist, most of them suffer from PTSD and from a people like us who have been just so wrung out, so disadvantaged, so taken advantage of. We looking for anybody and anything to help get us out of this condition that we're in, and we're willing to overlook or act like we don't see all the negative characteristics that makes no sense for a person that's projecting or trying to get you to perceive that them a certain way. What I feel about this Umar Johnson situation is I was done when he made that video to SETI. Because anybody, any sane and rational person know you can make all kinds of excuses that you want to. I wouldn't want a therapist talking to me like that or any of my children. Because see, I can talk like that myself and I don't have no degree. I can come and talk, I can get real street, real ghetto, all of that. I, but in my education, I would have think that I should have got above that. And if y'all don't see education that way, then why are you there? Just like anything that you study is supposed to transform you from the inside out. That's how it go, not from the outside in. So when I elevate myself, there are sometimes, yeah, I get upset. I get upset, absolutely. But I don't perform the same way that I did 30 years ago when I get upset. So yes, there's room for growth, but then if nobody check you when you're sick, usually your behavior gets out of hand. And there's always, it's like a Lifetime movie. It's always like that one person that moves in town and then he gets everybody to believe that he's a prince. But then that one person is like, something about this person I don't like. And then that person, he recognizes that that person doesn't trust him. So what he'll do is he'll try to set up every kind of scheme to discredit the person, that a smear campaign to discredit the person that's trying to bring the truth to them because they're so brainwashed and they're flying monkeys. Remember, this is how the government operates. Okay? When they project onto us that they don't know why black people will be so upset and why we're still explaining after 400 years what racism looked like. I'm sorry, I've digressed, but that's just how stupid that is to me. It's all hypocrisy. It's all projection. You know damn well it's you this is being perpetrated against me because you created it. So duh. Same thing when it comes to narcissistic abuse. I would not be surprised, and I have to go here, y'all. And I know y'all gonna get mad. I'm gonna already know that, and that's fine. Feel free to leave your comments below. But what I'm saying is out of not hatred for Umar, is that I know that he's sick because we're all sick. And I don't care how smart you are academically. You know, when you, I just want you to look at what's going on and tell me if you can see the narcissism in it. He's been called to task because he's been going around representing himself a certain way. When I look at his video saying that he'll probably go to Africa and that GoFundMe is probably taking over $100,000 out of his account anyway, so he's talking real fast. And so those that want to believe, like Reverend Deco Malley, when Cotton comes to Harlem, they're gonna be like, heck y'all messing with Deco Malley. But they're not gonna be listening to the truth. Because it wasn't until they had Deco Malley on that stage at the end, he kept lying until they beat him up, and he was bloody on the stage, and he wanted the people to save him that time. The people still loved him, but they turned their back on him. And that's kind of usually what happens. And sometimes it never does. You end up finding out something like what happened in Guyana, or you find out something that might have happened in Texas. My whole point is this, y'all. I find it very troubling that because of this situation that Umar being called in, which he only showed you a cover part. And I know how narcissists work. They don't show you everything. They would only want to show you. I mean, to me, this is so classic. They only want to show you the top part that they want to direct you to look at. And so for those that are ignorant and those that are stupid or unwilling to even look at, and I hate to call you names, but you're not even thinking. It's like you operating, like he said, I can't, he's my hope, he's my hope. Not thinking that, okay, Umar, it's okay that if somebody hold you to task and let's produce. Deflection is, well, you're not asking white people for this, and I ain't talking about that. I'm asking you to show me. Only because we have a history of being duped. Anybody look at what's going on with Brother Polite and you think that that's good? The way he used these people in the community. See, that's why I don't get involved in that, and I don't get involved with that what they call conscious community or whatever you want to call it, because to me, I believe we are all spirits having a human experience. And how do you want to look at it is up to you. Because I can just tell you, you're not gonna feel the same way, however you are, especially if you're 30 years younger than me. If you're in your 30s, you know, you gonna feel keep living, as the old folks say, keep living. Because you're not gonna feel the same. And if you can look at all of this stuff all through history, you've been sold out. People have been trained to deceive you. You had your own people deceiving you. What makes, because it's the year 2017, you believe time is irrelevant? Really, it's neither. It's neither. It's not even real. It's a construct. And with that being said, I'm just imagining what's happening right in front of me, and it's like people are getting very angry and they're choosing sides, and it's like Willie Lynch's vision for us is so true. They'll be perpetually miserable. Now Dr. Umar, um, quote unquote, is calling Joyce Watkins, and he's calling Tyreek Nasheed over. So when he gets mad, he calls everybody a woman. Okay, so you know, which who cares? And that's one thing, you can't hurt me with no sticks. Really, you need to get a bigger one. So, because whatever you say to me, it's fine. I probably am, or I probably did, and I probably didn't do it, or I probably would do it again. So the thing is, and that's the thing you got to look at when you look at Brother Umar. He's projecting now. Now he's been called to task, and now he wants to blame the people. Just like when he got caught with the stripper, he blamed. Y'all don't even see the narcissism in it, and it's so sad. And that's why you're gonna remain perpetually sick as Black people. That's why you can't move forward, because you keep spinning your wheels in the mud. That's why you can't financially and economically even think about boycotting. You can't even get your mind right enough to see that the only power that you really have is in your economic spending. You don't got to do all this liberation. We not all gonna walk under the threshold together. You know how many countries are in Africa? Let's liberate black people. I hear all this crazy stuff. You can't liberate me. Only God can liberate me. You understand? And my walk and journey is still gonna be different with joy. But if I still got the right principle, then I'm gonna know those principles and I'm gonna still adhere to them. Right? As much as I can in a captive society. But if you refuse to even look at mental illness, and those that trained us to be the way we are the biggest crazies on the planet. Remember they ran away from the queen and they were crazies, right? It was almost the equivalent of Castro sitting all his emptying out his jails and sending them all of those criminals to Miami that slept under the bridge. Okay, that y'all beloved Scarface came from. See, I remember that. And I'm sure a lot of people that live there remember that in Miami. Remember when they were all up under those underpasses. It was incredible. Mm. That's how America was started. So it was formed on a narcissistic type of system, okay, where these people were saying things like, give me liberty or give me death, or all men are created equal, but yet they have slaves. Very hypocritical, what you call it? Not, craziness, crazy making. And those that believe that stuff are crazy. You like they're flying monkeys. Because how could you be saying, give me liberty, and you got slaves? See, that's to the rational, sane mind. But to a narcissist or a crazy person, the only thing they see is a system, so they're going to justify what they're doing. Same thing with Umar. Now, it's our fault. It's people's fault, that. And I supported Umar, and I don't have to say anything else about it. I made 3 books. This is my 3rd video about Umar. I'm just disappointed that's why I watch brilliant people. I watch them real carefully because a lot of them have a lot of psychosis that that they project onto others. And I just think this is a case of that. I know I was a little all over the place, but I believe this is a case of that. So I don't feel sorry for him, and I'm glad that they're calling him in. I'm not gonna say that they ran to the white man, ran to the white man. Man, let's get to the bottom of this so we can go on. Okay. Now, um, in my opinion, and I'm gonna make sure I say it now, I think it's all crap. I think that he showed you just what he wanted you to see. It's a hearing, not a trial. They calling him in to question some of this stuff. And he's mad at you because you questioned him as if he's above reproach, as if he's God. And even if he does have the credentials that he said he has, if now there's a question about money and funding that people have sent you, they have every right. Because it's at least been over 5 years, if you ask me, about this school. I've been, listen, when I first saw Umar, it was 10 years ago. When I first talked about him, he hadn't even written a book yet. He was in the process of writing it. Okay? So I just think what he's doing now with Tariq Nasheed, um, it shows what Willie Lynch said about us. But yet, this is what he teaches y'all. He talks about Willie Lynch. He talks about it. But the same person that's talking to you about it can also be the same one that's holding you in bondage as well, like a preacher. And it's too bad that if you don't understand narcissism and how it operates, you won't understand this. Because now he's going after everybody and talking about everybody, and he never takes responsibility. So let's just see how this pans out because I'm interested and I can't wait. With that being said, if you like what you hear, please subscribe, share, like, leave your comment below. If you disagree with me, hey, free country. Like I said, opinions are like assholes. We all have them. Let me know what you think. And with that being said, I'll see you next time in the mental house. Bye bye.